Hi everyone, this is Matt Nelson, president of CDC Comics, and I'm thrilled to be here with Vincent Cerzolo, president of ComicConnect. And we're here to talk about the amazing Eric Groves collection. It's an incredible collection of Golden Age comic books and Silver Age, and among which features this Detective 1, CGC 85, the highest on our census.
We're starting off 2026 at ComicConnect with this amazing collection. ComicConnect, for those of you who don't know, is the premier online auction site for vintage comic books and collectibles. We have held many, many world records over the years and continue to do so. This collection is just so exciting because, for me, I've seen so many books, and when we got this collection in and I got to take a look at this Detective Comics #1 before it was ever graded, just raw, out of the bag, and I held it in my hands, and I've seen many Detective #1s. I've never seen a copy with the colors that this comic book has. It is extraordinary, and I was so excited to see it get the 8.5 grade designation. This is going to be up for auction in our first event auction of the year, starting in February and ending in March, and I am so excited to see what this will do.
And to see this book in this condition, it's even at this point in my career, it's a thrill to see something like this.
Again, the page quality, the overall look and feel of the book, the structural integrity, the eye appeal, it's just off the charts. And what's also great about it, it wasn't just one book. These are hundreds of books in this collection.
Start off by telling me a little bit about Eric Groves, the collector.
So Eric Groves was a friend and a fellow collector and sometimes dealer. And we got to know each other over the decades. He unfortunately recently passed away this past summer. It was a great loss for not only his family, but for the entire comic collecting community. You have to understand this is a gentleman who was an astute historian of comic books. His knowledge was just brilliant and fantastic. Eric, as a child, loved comic books. He loved strip books. So he would basically cut out the dailies and the Sundays from the newspapers and sit and read them all together on his living room floor as a child. His dad would give him a dime to get comic books, and so he collected all through his childhood, and then when he went to high school, college, and the military, he stopped, but later on just continued to buy, and he became a very successful lawyer in Oklahoma City. He was also a member of OAFS, which was a group of comic book collectors, and there's a convention called OAFCon. So this guy really was a diehard collector, and it was always fun to talk to him about the history of comic books. So there's tons of books. This is over 65 boxes of comic books. Raw comic books. And to see them all come into our offices and see the variety. And Eric wasn't just like a superhero guy. He loved Disney. He loved strip reprint books. So it was really cool to see such a variety. ECs, Silver Age Marvels. And one of the cool things was we wanted to make sure, out of respect for Eric, that every one of these labels has the Eric Groves collection for his legacy. I think that's a really important thing, and we came to the #1 grading company in the world for vintage comic books, for all comic books, CGC, and we're very excited to have that label across every one of his books, and I know it's really important. Somewhere up there, he's looking down with a big smile on his face.
You know, he's somebody that was not only just a collector and a historian, but very plugged into the community. It's a huge loss that he's gone now, but he left behind this legacy of books. And so on each CGC graded copy of Eric's books, we've got from the collection of Eric Groves listed, because we think this is an incredibly important provenance that needs to be preserved for everybody going forward. Well, let's dive into some books here, because besides the Detective 1 here, there's some other amazing books, plenty of amazing books. But we'll start with one of my favorites, Blue Beetle #1, 1939, published by Fox, featuring a classic Lou Fine cover. This was a book that I drooled over as a kid because I saw a color picture of it in the Overstreet back then, the 80s. And so I just thought that was the cool, to me this is a classic Golden Age cover. So 9.2, CGC 9.2, highest graded on the census.
It's
red cover.
Unbelievable. The red's just pop.
That's the other thing, is that this book often has muted orange colors in the cover. And this is deep, deep red. So, all right, that's a great one. This one, of course, I think a lot of people know this one.
Action Comics #10. This is the third cover appearance of Superman. Super rare, no pun intended, and just in extraordinary shape. I believe this is second highest graded, an 8.0. We're expecting this book to go crazy in the auction.
Wow, here's another stunner. Mystery Men #1.
If you're a Golden Age aficionado, you love Mystery Men. And this cover is just a classic. Everybody knows it. This is what's the grade on this one?
It's 8.5.
8.5.
Yeah.
Stunning book. Stunning book.
First appearance of Blue Beetle, I think, before that one came out. Yeah, and this is 8.5, really tough book. Again, colors are deep. This is something else that struck us about this collection is the deep colors.
Here we go.
All right, so this one is one of the pedigrees in Eric's collection, Red Raven 1. This is from the Cosmic Airplane collection, which is actually a very early representation from that pedigree, because Cosmic Airplanes typically are 40s into the 50s. And so this is a very early one, 1940, and a classic, timely one-shot. I believe this is a Simon and Kirby cover. Yeah. And so this is a wild one.
Yeah, and one of the great things about this book for me is, first of all, the Cosmic Airplane pedigree designation is so cool. The yellows are so yellow on this book. And what's great is, if you know the comic book history, Red Raven Comics #1, it's the only issue of Red Ravens, and then basically it becomes Human Torch. So this is such a very cool and rare Golden Age book to get.
Now this is a very interesting one, Victory Comics 1.
I love this cover.
Yeah, great cover.
Bill Everett, one of my favorite artists of the Golden Age and Silver Age and Bronze Age. This cover just knocks me out. And actually, in that first Golden Age collection I bought when I was 15 years old, there was a Victory Comics #1.
Really?
Yes, I remember
Wow.
it.
Yeah, the cover's wild. I mean, he's like choking out a couple of Nazis. And this is basically, it's like a Schomburg cover, except
it's Bill Everett.
Bill Everett, yeah. And
And again, the reds are so deep on the masthead, and on the costume, they really just pop. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous book.
Not to mention, it's a 9.4 off-white to white. Yet another amazing eye-grade copy.
Yeah, unbelievable. And keep in mind, there are hundreds of comic books from this collection that'll be presented for auction in ComicConnect's event auction number 65, starting in February and ending in March.
Vincent, thank you very much for coming to visit the CDC facilities and filming this with us. It's super exciting to launch this collection off.
It's been a thrill, and we're so excited. We're really excited for everybody in the comic book community to see 2026 off to such a great start, and it was great working with you and your team.